Silver lining in the collapse of global capital. Let's go.
Today is going to be my peaceful day.
There's the war tracker. We got the war tracker. We're at 5. Did y'all decide that's 5 billion or 5 trillion? That's 5
5 billion.
5 billion, almost $400 million since the war started.
Shouldn't that be higher by now? Wasn't that what it was yesterday?
But
I was going to say.
It says on here it's growing 155 million a day, and we were at about 5.1 or so yesterday, or 5.2, I think, yesterday. So it's tracking. It's tracking. And then the other fun thing we got going on here in Washington is the King of the World statue. Have y'all seen this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's the Defense Department serving everybody surf and turf at a huge expense.
I think they do that every time they get ready to go to war, though. They
do.
serve everybody steak and lobster before they go to war.
Yeah, I think
month.
that started with D-Day, because I remember Eisenhower. I think Eisenhower may have started that tradition because he ordered on the day before D-Day a massive meal for all the troops in Britain before the day before D-Day. Because he knew for a lot of them it would be their last meal. He actually said that to an aide.
Back when my dad was alive, we used to take the whole family to the officers' club, and that was a big treat.
Before a war, before a war, or just in general?
Just in general, Moffett Field, and because it was Navy, they always had the huge wheel of Roquefort on the table, which is a naval tradition. And thereby is my love for Roquefort.
Yeah, I was saying. They just left a big wheel of smelly cheese on the table. Really?
I mean, a full wheel. Like almost 3 feet across.
Wow.
Well, here's Jake went over to the statue yesterday on National Mall and had some fun here.
You will see this image. It is a statue of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein as Jack and Rose from the Titanic. And there is a plaque here that says, "The King of the World, the tragic love story between Jack and Rose was built on luxurious travel, raucous parties, and secret nude sketches. This monument honors the bond between Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, a friendship seemingly built on luxurious travel, raucous parties, and secret nude sketches." It's said that this
not wrong.
guerrilla art, if you will, is done by a group called The Secret Handshake.
The Secret
What's interesting
Handshake
is it's in the shadow of the Labor Department, where there is a huge banner.
God, I've seen that one. It's incredible.
Not the only one. There's also one at the Justice Department. There's also a banner here that says "Make America Safe Again," and there is the insignia of the Secret Handshake. President Trump has denied any and all wrongdoing in his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. So in Washington, D.C., it's almost like a trolling for trolling thing going on here. Even just driving to work is not a simple measure. You get besieged by intense political debates. If you are walking on the National Mall today, you will see this image.
Here's the actual
a statue of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein as Jack and Rose from the Titanic. And there is a plaque here.
Yeah, there's the plaque.
I'm just going to say it. If Rose had moved over, Jack would have survived.
Right.
Proven.
That is so true.
She just had to scooch over a little bit.
Did you see that the ballroom got a big "No, you don't" slapped on it?
I saw
No.
it up, but I meant to go find out how did that happen? Who's doing that? I mean, how can that stick?
One of the organizations about historical buildings that he expected to just kowtow said,
Yeah, really, because
Good.
he stacked it. He stacked it, with his people.
yeah, he stacked it, and they still didn't vote for it.
And they still didn't. Well, that's
Good.
really something. Because I mean, and here's the thing that I'm so upset about that has got to be stopped. I hope there's some protest. I mean, look at this monstrosity. I didn't realize how big it's going to be. This is that arch that he wants to build. It's going to be almost, just 30 feet, 38 feet shorter than the U.S. Capitol building itself. And he's talking about putting that between Arlington Cemetery and Lincoln Memorial. The Memorial Bridge goes across there, which would completely block the view of Arlington Cemetery, and in particular, John Kennedy's grave. There was always a line of sight, and it was on purpose from the Lincoln Memorial across the Potomac to the John Kennedy grave so that he overlooked the Lincoln Memorial, and this arch would completely block John Kennedy's view of the Lincoln Memorial.
And that's just another thing that Trump wants to attack because it's related to Kennedy.
Yeah. I haven't heard anybody else make that connection, but I immediately made that, mainly because when I used to ride a bicycle a lot, I used to ride that route across Memorial Bridge and then ride up to Arlington Cemetery and ride up to Kennedy's grave. I did that like about once a week for a long time.
Yeah, despite the pushback from that council, a judge has said it could go forward anyway. And
is that right?
There's going to be another hearing. There's going to be another hearing in April.
Well, I mean, maybe they could just slow it down and trip it up, and eventually
And he'll die.
He's gone.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Maybe he'll be dead by April.
Yeah, that's about our only hope.
It really it's kind of sad that that's what we wish for, but it's like,
it's not sad. He brings nothing good to the world. He's never done anything good for this world. He is a terrible person.
Well, it's not a perfect solution, but it's why we got to win the damn midterms. Because I mean, if the Democrats can at least get control of the House, none of this garbage gets passed anymore. They won't get anything passed, of course, or signed by Trump, but still, they won't be able to pass. He won't be able to get any legislation done, and they can investigate the hell out of the entire administration. They could just hobble them up with hearings from, every day. I mean, it's not a perfect solution, but it is a solution.
I couldn't post a link in comments, so I put it over on the trail mix site for you to grab.
Oh, okay. I was going to head over there.
Vote on the East Wing. Yeah.
I was actually on my way over there next, and put that on. Remove that.
Well, maybe if there's enough seats won and actually, how do we get anybody sworn in? I mean, the whole
you keep coming back to that.
I don't know how we get anything normal again ever, with any of them there, Vance or any of them, or Mike Johnson sitting his little keyboard foot in the way.
Cleaning up the mess could take a whole administration term.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. It's like, yeah, I know we need to get rid of all of them because they are all
toxic,
and many of them are war criminals.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll get going on Trailbacks here. Here was Pat D's cartoon this morning. At least we're not in those long TSA lines at airports, spring break road trip. I mean, now here's I've been thinking about this TSA thing because I mean that's one thing that the people who fly, at least, who's not the whole population, but anyway, they're noticing that. Of course, they're standing in line. They're telling the local news here's told people they got to get for domestic flights. They got to get to the airport 4 hours early. That's what they were
Yeah,
saying
it
in local news.
too, and
Not
now
here.
it's more than double.
Not here. We don't have that problem.
Why not?
I don't know, but Minnesota doesn't have the problem.
Well, finally, something the Trump administration does is not affecting Minnesota.
I know, right? No, I mean, I think it's just because people, like the people that are flying out of MSP all the time, are usually business travel. So for people like that, they usually get priority check-in and stuff like that. So, and see, like with myself and my son, when we go, oh, that reminds me, I have to do that. When we go, we get checked in separately because of his disability.
Oh,
So
really?
we actually are escorted by an officer, a TSA officer, to do our scan and everything away from everybody else. We have like our own like area and get through pretty quick.
I didn't know that existed. Now, what do you
Yeah.
have to prove that to
A
get that?
disability.
Yeah.
What is it? What is it? A card or something? Or
No, actually you go on to the at least with MSP, you go onto their website and you fill out a form explaining what the disability is, what help you need, things like that. They have lots of, so like for instance, with my mom, when we flew down last time, she was with us and she has been, well, now it's not so bad because she's had some stuff done, but she was having shortness of breath. And so she put in a request for them to meet her with a wheelchair.
huh.
And then somebody pushed her wheelchair all the way to our gate.
Now, are you saying you have to go, you get that from the airport itself? You go to the your local airport to do that.
You do it with your airport, and then you can also do it with your airline. Different airlines have different things, though.
Oh, okay.
So, and
Hey,
believe me,
Winter.
it's
Are we
fun.
interrupting your work day again, Winter, or have you done working? I see we come on right as Winter's finishing up her work day, so I don't know. She has to play hooky from work to get on here on time. In Europe, when we restore old buildings, we cover the scaffolding with huge tarps that depict the building. Oh, that's kind of cool. Would that be sufficient for Trump's arch until he's gone? Oh, I see.
And then we can just take it down.
That's a good idea. We'll put up a big arch, put a big tarp over it that shows his arch and say, "Here, Donald, here's your arch. Look, it's great."
Just build it with wood.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a great idea. I like that. It's kind of like when, they tell the story. I don't know if it's true or not, but I choose to believe it about Michelangelo when he was finished with David and the Pope was looking at it and the Pope said, "I think his nose is too big." And Michelangelo went up on the scaffolding at the top and he grabbed a handful of dust and a knife and a piece of stone, and he got up and he scraped the stone and dropped the dust and made it, and he didn't touch David's nose at all, and came down and the Pope goes, "Oh, that's much better." So going on down trail mix here today, let's say you said you'd put something on here, Jamie, that we wanted
Down
to
at the
see.
bottom, just a bit about the ballroom. There's a link
Did
with
you
story
see
about
whiskey? Every time I go through trail mix, I get distracted by everything. But the whiskey's Jack's using his Bad Bunny avatar now. Did you see there?
Yes, I saw.
Let's see. And today Sturge is Sturrisky Point. He started doing it ever since I started. I created the anonymous sign-in, so you can just use any screen name you want, no matter how you're registered. Sturge has had the most fun with that. He changes it every time. But what did you have? Oh no, there've been a lot of people
all the way down.
I started at the bottom and I'm moving my way up. There it is. Is this it?
No,
No.
it's below that.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a single link.
Well, there's the last post. There's that. There's that. And whiskey.
There.
And,
Was that it? No.
no. There's Ivy. Ivy's come on, people. You get on over here to the chat room if you're awake now. Ivy's up.
Yeah, I can see it on mine. Huh.
Here's Jamie's at 10:09. Oh, you reacted. That was an interesting story about that. The man who was getting genetic testing. Oh, and this brought up a pet peeve. We got a Jamie pet peeve out of that post. That was in today's. The man had ignored calls for a long time, but he didn't recognize the number. They finally answered because he was irritated by them calling and not leaving a message. I ignore a lot of those kind of calls.
So do I. That's why I said if it's, because it's right there at the bottom. Now it won't let me post it again because it's a duplicate. It's
you know what the problem is? I hadn't this is why I like chat room better than you have to refresh the page on Trail Mix to get the most posts. That's where we had an issue.
Whiskey Jack put up something below it with your stern AI picture.
Oh, here it is. Okay. Oh, this is about the ballroom. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the National Capital Planning Commission. Well, that is the one that he had supposedly taken over. After hearing it. So they've said, so April 2nd.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we got to put some pressure on them. Time for a protest.
Because they got something like 350,000 protests or something like that.
Yeah. April 2nd. I'm put that on my calendar then. Where they meet. We need to get the protest folks organized on that one.
Well, I don't know. Are they going to, can that be part of No Kings on the 28th?
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, how perfect. I mean, talk about kings. I mean, he's wanting to build a damn ballroom for a king. That'd be perfect. They got to tie that in.
But there's going to be so much anti-war protest going on. It's like
there's so much to protest.
Bagel. It's like an everything bagel protest. Everything's wrong.
Yeah, here it is. Here, March 28th. Yeah. There it is. Well, that's what we got to do. What is this? Now, this was another story that caught my attention. It's like, check this out, Katie. I think I give Minnesota credit for this. I think you've got them on the run. They're afraid. They're afraid of this issue now. It used to be their signature issue, and deportations, and they're on the run. Oh, Jack's here. I didn't see Jack got here. Hey, Jack.
Hey.
We were just talking about you. We were looking at your Bad Bunny avatar on Trail Mix.
Minnesotans are just staying loud and proud.
Yeah. You got them on the run. You did. It worked. I get so tired of people saying protests don't do any good. I have seen the results.
Do.
They do.
You have to be loud and annoying, and you have to, we're still taking care of people here. The media all went away, and nobody's really paying attention to what's going on here. So you know what? We're just keep on doing what we're doing until ICE does not exist anymore, or is reformed in a way where you don't get people shot in the face or pepper sprayed or that stuff.
Yeah. Well, this is the conference they just had down in Florida, and their pollster Brian Bell, a couple of the folks that in the White House are advising Republican House candidates, don't stop talking about mass deportation. They campaigned on it in in the election, and they had it on posters and chants and everything else. Now they're saying, don't talk about that anymore. Instead, we're just going to talk about going after criminals, illegal, undocumented, criminals. And it's like, well, that was the policy, that should have been all along and was Obama's policy. Just go after, and it's the one that the public supported and thought they voted for. So now they're like,
Right.
where they should.
Yeah, well,
That explains why Stephen Miller's quiet now too.
Yeah.
here's the thing. The protest worked for one simple reason. We had a dead white woman.
Now, why am I laughing? That's not funny, but you're right. Yeah.
I mean, it caught the attention and it brought it home to middle class Americans.
Yeah.
Whether they're white or not white, it doesn't matter. It brought it home to them that they could be targeted. And they hadn't thought about that before.
I mean, that's why they so quickly moved to talking about how she was lesbian, is they wanted to say, no, see, she's not one of you after all. It's okay. That's where they were.
But
that's
the thing that nobody really knows is the protests about ICE being in Minnesota started long before Renee Good was killed. They started back in November.
Weren't getting the coverage.
They weren't getting the coverage until she died.
Right. Yeah.
And more droves came out because she died.
Yeah.
So I do agree with your point, Jack, but no, protests were going on well before that even happened.
Well, the problem with a lot of protests is simply this. You've got to have something that a protest draws attention to the subject. But once you draw attention, you've got to have a plan to go beyond that. And that's,
Well, I think
there's nothing sadder than the Sunday morning protest down on the plaza in Kansas City. They do it every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Is there like 12 people that stand there?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I've been there. Okay.
What are they protesting?
Whatever problem there is.
Well, it's kind of like what we do every day at 11 o'clock. We just start talking about whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that's what I do every day to my senators is call them a protest.
It's an American tradition.
It should be. I'm so disgusted that I can get through to them now, because a year ago in February, it was almost impossible to get through to Congress because the phone lines were just flooded. And then about 2 months in, it just like stopped. And now it's like I keep it up, but I don't know how any other people keep it up.
Huh.
Because they got used to it or something. Or they thought, well, they're not doing anything. It's like, I don't care if they're not I do care that they're not doing anything, but I'm not going to shut up until it's over.
So you're getting through now?
It's easy to get through now. I never get a busy signal. I always get through right away. I mean, it's
you know what they've done? They're letting the AI take care of you.
No, because you get a live switchboard too, and sometimes you get an actual.
Yeah, when we called the other day, we got
an actual intern to talk to. Sometimes, depending on what time of the day you call, it just depends.
Well, let's try calling. Who should we call?
Call John Thune.
Yeah, what do we want to tell him? I don't know what I haven't figured out on these voice calls, because when we had Mudcat on the other day, whoever we call, I think can only hear me, just so you know. But I think, because we've just begun playing with this. So
you can tell him. Tell him what I told him.
Okay, we got a recording.
Please say the name of the United States Senator or Representative that you are trying to reach, or say, I'm not sure.
John
Thune. Oh, that would have been a good time to test that. See if we get his recording. Now, if we get his recording,
you can say Senator, Representative, or I'm not sure.
Somebody talk.
Senator.
To reach your senator, tell me your state.
Okay. All right, I got to shut up. So
Oklahoma. Please speak your selection. You can say Mark Wayne Mullen or
James Lankford.
Somebody.
James Lankford.
please speak your selection. You can say Mark Wayne Mullen or
James Lankford.
Oh, she might not be hearing you. James Lankford.
to reach Mark Wayne Mullen. Press 1 to reach.
James Lankford.
Press 2.
Okay, I pressed 2.
Connecting you to the office of Senator.
Now I don't know
James
what we're going to
Lankford.
tell him. What are we going to tell him?
Vote no
Confirming
on
that was
SAVE.
Senator.
James
Vote no on the
Lankford.
SAVE Act.
Did I get that right?
Yes. I guess. I don't know what she said.
Please hold while I connect your call.
Vote no on the SAVE Act.
Oh, okay. He
This
ain't
is
answering.
Senator James Lankford. It's an absolute honor to be able to serve you in the United States Senate, and I appreciate your call. If you'd like to send an email to me or to find out my stance on current issues, you can always go to my website, lankford.senate.gov, and get that information right now. If you'd like to leave a message, please do that. Press 1, and you'll be transferred to me or one of my staff members, and so you can leave a message for us. If you'd like information about office locations or hours of
I
operation,
didn't listen to the
you can
numbers.
press 2.
What I hit? 1? What am I
This
hitting?
is Senator James Lankford. It's an absolute
Anybody
honor
know?
to be able to serve you in the United
Hello?
States Senate, and I appreciate your
1?
call. If you'd like to, thank you for contacting my office. Please leave your message here after the tone, and please include your name, address, email address, and phone number so we can follow up with you. Thank you.
So you can be stopped.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Senator Lankford, this is Trailmix calling at trailmix.cc. It's cc, not .com. And we appreciated your vote on immigration a while back in the Biden administration. But now we want you to vote no on the SAVE Act. But we really want you to vote no on the SAVE Act. This is Trailmix. My name's Craig Crawford. Our address is trailmix.cc. Good opportunity for promotion there. I like
There you go.
Well, you know what? I found dealing with the city people that it was I got a lot more out of them if I was represented a group, even if it was just a group
really?
that I made up.
You know what? That makes sense. I hadn't thought about that. Winter. Oh, shoot. I should have asked you sometime, Winter. So I tell you what, Winter, you think about a member of the U.S. Congress you want to leave a message with sometime, and we'll do this again, and we'll give them a message from Germany. That'd be great. I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things, but I did tell Thune yesterday that I was going to let some Democratic senators know, and I did, that they should read, like you said, read the Epstein files if they force the filibuster.
Oh,
so, yeah. So that would get them more attention. So,
do y'all have that problem when you're making a call like that? And my mind wanders in general. And then when they say all those numbers, press this, that, and the other, by the time they finish, I've forgotten which number I wanted to put.
I write a script.
I write a script too. But usually I go off script and I start ranting. But
particularly when they have like 4 or 5 numbers, and I'm thinking, now, did I want 1 or did I want 2? It's kind of like going to the eye doctor, number 1.
Well, that's a little like my pharmacy, the Walmart pharmacy. When I try to contact them, they want to shunt me through all these choices. And I learned the secret to it: just hit 0.
Yeah, and sometimes you got to hold it down. If you hold down the 0.
Yeah. Well, the way it
right.
works is I hit 0, and they say, "Oh, but we can do it so much faster."
Right.
I hit 0 again, and then it just like almost. I guess they're not that busy at that pharmacy because it's over there by the college campus, and college students are all healthy, and there's not many old folks go in there.
Hey, Winter, let me give you my quick answer to that, because it's one of my little speeches. Is yes, they do, and here's why. I know for a fact from when I covered Congress as a reporter, I found in often, staff would tell me our callers are 60-40 against this, or what they do is they add up the calls and the side there. That's why it's good to be specific about, like we were today, vote no on the SAVE Act. So then they make a list for the congressman. Okay, we had 20 calls for the SAVE Act and we had 35 calls against the SAVE Act. And if it's real lopsided, that makes an impact. If they see a real lopsided result like that, particularly if it doesn't look like they were robocalls, And so anyway, and then what they do, a lot of them, the members, depends on the member, but a lot of them ask their staff to get quotes from the calls and just give them a sampling of quotes from the calls. And I know members of Congress, at least when I was reporting, that would spend maybe an hour at the end of every day having a staffer who had been charged with this task to give them a briefing on their calls that day. So I do think it matters. And, and Blues here is our champion Congress caller. So, I mean, do you feel like it makes a difference at all, or do you get through to them, or you just?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of times when I talk to a staffer, I can kind of get a vibe from them, whether they're like, oh my God, another annoying Democrat, or whether they're like, we're feeling some heat here and I need to take this seriously. And some of them are more professional than others. I had one girl actually laugh at me.
Really?
And I'm like, well, you can snicker all you want. I said, I responded to her little snickering, but some of them have been, and some of them, I think, because I call so often, they know who I am. There's a couple of names I remember, and so I don't know.
Katie has another way of. Was it Emmers that you drove by that you were telling me about? Katie?
I went to Chaska, Minnesota.
Here's how Katie does it.
I went to Chaska yesterday because I had to get my birth certificate because I'm trying to get my real ID. So, go to Chaska to get my birth certificate, and I drove past Tom Emmer's office in Chaska and flicked it off and yelled at it. And then I drove through his hometown, Delano, Minnesota.
Yeah.
And I yelled, "Fuck off, Emmer," and flicked it off as I drove through the town. And there were two people on the street that clapped when I drove by. So, hey, it's progress. And I was driving a minivan in the process. So, hey.
So that's one way to handle it.
That's great.
When suburban moms are mad, I will tell you, things happen.
Hey, that reminds me of like the mad moms against drinking, or what was it? Mad. Anyway, moms are
against
urban
driving or destructive decision.
I like that. Moms are mad. Moms are mad. We could do something with that.
And you know how I turn everything into a verb? Well, I heard, and there was an ICE officer, there was a video somewhere, and he used Renee Good's name as a verb. He said, be careful or you're going to get Renee'd.
Renee'd.
Yeah, like he was going to shoot somebody.
Wow.
And so, yeah. So these are awful people, and every single one of them needs to go to jail.
Yeah.
It's the culture.
Trump pardons them, and they'll go out and commit the same crime all over again.
Not if it's state crimes. Not if it's state crimes. Every state needs to just bulldoze them.
And I was thinking of the Tea Party who just got life for molesting again.
Who?
One of the ones Trump pardoned from January 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Has been reconvicted for molesting children. So
my God.
He's been out. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, so you know the real estate brothers that just got in New York that just got convicted for trafficking?
Yeah, what's that story?
Are they in cahoots with Kushner in any way?
I was
real estate people.
Back when they were first arrested, There was something about that.
There was a blurb about it.
Yeah, and I don't remember what it was.
But I think that case is being really kept from the media because obviously they don't want people going, "Oh, there's more sex traffickers."
Yeah.
I think people want to stuff it down as much as they can that this does not happen, even though we know it really does happen.
Seems we've
that
gotten into
thing.
kind of a rut.
They're the Alexander brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Convicted in New York City sex trafficking.
I got Sheldon Whitehouse, pretty much my favorite senator, by the way. Not a lot of people know how great he is, but he is such a bulldog. But he got into something here that he's wanting to connect Epstein and Russia, which we're starting to see some ways to do that. But I just thought this was kind of interesting what he says here, because he kind of goes some different places I hadn't seen.
So it seems we've gotten into kind of a rut. We know about Trump-Russia from the Mueller report and the bipartisan Senate intelligence report, and from Trump calling it a hoax, which we know is his tell word for something that is definitely true. And we know about Trump-Epstein because Trump shows up somewhere around 1 million times in the Epstein files, and because of the sloppy job that the MAGA Department of Justice did to try to cover up some of the key Trump documents. But there's also Epstein-Russia.
See, this is the thing that
And so
Epstein
maybe
Russia.
instead of Trump-Russia and Trump-Epstein, the triangle here is actually Trump-Epstein-Russia, and that we don't understand it unless we think of it all together. So that's where further digging needs to be done. It would explain why suddenly this strange guy, Jeffrey Epstein, got access to so much money, how he was able to get introductions, and it would also explain why Trump, a man who insists on being dominant in every public relationship, goes all submissive around one person, Vladimir Putin.
I'm on it.
I know.
I'm on the blackmail train. I think Putin has video of Trump peeing on Russian prostitutes.
You're going to the P tape.
Yep, I'm going to the P tape.
Well, I mean, the thing White House is onto is we haven't learned. We get so focused on the scurrilous sex stuff, which we should. It's awful. But the financial stuff and the global ties Epstein had, we're just scratching the surface of that at this point.
Well, and the thing you start taking, let's just speculate on this, because I'm not necessarily buying any of it. But
yeah, I mean, you've always been a skeptic about these conspiracies, which is good. We need one on hand.
But, well, I mean, I think you got to be real cautious on this stuff, because it gets to where you can follow rabbits down the hole there. But let's say it's true. That means Epstein and the Russians, and you got to understand, the Russians do everything toward their interest. They would use Epstein as a way to get leverage on some of the most powerful people in the world, because he invited them to his party. They were coming. Think of all the different people to show up in the Epstein files, and think about Russia having a videotape on them.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
It explains Lindsey Graham better than any other explanation.
He's totally had. They've got him. But my thing, there's one, and there may be more emails that are dated later. But one of the Russians, Lavrov, Epstein was talking to him and emailing him and telling him so Epstein is trying to get to Putin in this email. Like, he hasn't gotten to Putin. Tell him I'd like to meet with him. I can give him insights into how to manipulate him, blah, 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 blah. So
talking about manipulating Trump or
manipulating Trump. So Epstein is trying to get to Putin through, I think it was Lavrov in that email. So he has not got to him yet. Now there may be more emails where he's actually gotten to him. But the Epstein thing, he is everywhere. He's everywhere. And he was roommates with the guy that those two pieces on Iran-Contra. He was roommates with Pottinger, and he was in the DOJ, and he was roommates with him. They rented a penthouse together. And then Epstein went and helped turn all the planes that were shipping contraband for Iran-Contra to help Les Wexner ship lingerie. It's the craziest thing. And I'm like, oh my God, it's a really good explainer on Iran-Contra in one of them. But then there's all this other crazy stuff, and he's just everywhere.
I always work on the assumption that the talented, connected, wealthy, and powerful all hang out together, some for good, some for evil, and a whole bunch in the middle, but they all know what everybody else is doing, and they're not talking.
Well, and then you got to get them to talk. What was it? The British had the problem with the Russian spy, basically in the upper class.
And
and they had their share of Nazis too.
And I think you could easily say that this could be going on there, because it doesn't take, once you penetrate that system, you're one of them, it's like the mafia, you're a made man.
Right.
Well, here's the other thing. It's like Hollywood has been so quiet about all this, aside from the people that were against Harvey Weinstein, who Harvey Weinstein was also in that Jared Kushner invited Epstein and Wexner, or not Epstein, and Weinstein to come to a party with Trump. I posted that whole thing yesterday. So this is 2013, and Jared Kushner is inviting Epstein to come to a party with Trump. And there's like all of these people there. Cory Booker was invited, and just tons of people. And it's like trying to, implicate people by proximity or something. I don't know.
And Ivanka and Chelsea, as young unmarried women, were besties running all around the globe together.
Well, so did they go to the same? Everybody goes to, what is that school? Friends School in...
Oh, here in DC?
Yeah, what's it called?
Yeah, I think it is Friends. Barron went there, and Chelsea.
Sidwell Friends.
Going all the way back to...
Sidwell Friends, is that it?
Sidwell Friends.
And so they all go there, and they all know the same people. But there's like way too much silence from Hollywood on this. People know stuff. I swear to God, people know stuff. It's just like with Kanye. People knew stuff.
Well, I think... On that point, I think Jimmy Carter was the only one who didn't send his kid to Sidwell. Amy Carter went to public school.
Sorry, yay for public school.
Well, you know what I said yesterday when Trump didn't even understand the basics of the Constitution. And worse than that, the people reporting on him didn't seem to either.
Yeah, and that's why I put up the 4 rules about how a law is passed.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to memorize, folks. And of course, the sneaky one is that Congress can pass a law and immediately adjourn.
Yep.
And if they do that, it cannot become a law because the president has no one to report his decision to.
That's right. He can't veto it.
Yeah, he can't veto it, and he can't pocket veto it, and he can't even sign it because it can't go anywhere.
Sansbury put out a video yesterday. She was at Zorro Ranch.
Yeah, now what's going on with this story?
Yeah.
Are they
Okay.
are they going to find dead
So-
bodies at that ranch for real?
Okay,
Is that
so
what's
Trump's
happening?
team said that they were shutting down the investigation into the Zorro Ranch, right?
This is the one in what, Arizona? Is that
No,
where it is?
New
New
Mexico.
Mexico. Okay.
Sansbury was there while the state is investigating because New Mexico basically said, well, we can do it ourselves. And so New Mexico's investigating.
Well, what are they investigating? What, based on what sort of information are they investigating?
From what she said is that they're just searching the property right now with drones, I'm assuming. Drones, and then also like
Are they looking for burial sites? Is that what they're
Yeah.
looking for? Really?
There have been reports local, and nobody ever did anything. There were reports going back decades on that place.
Yep.
And nobody did a damn thing.
Yep.
But there were also requests, like every year, they needed to build a new tunnel. They needed to dig a new well. They needed so they were like tunneling and doing weird stuff.
Weird crap.
And then the very first time I ever heard about Zorro Ranch, which was like last year sometime, there was a video from a woman, and then it disappeared. And she said she woke up. She didn't know what had happened to her. Peter Thiel was there, but they had done some sort of an experiment on her, and she seemed bonkers. But then this comes up, and I'm like, well, maybe that really happened to her.
Wow.
Well, and the thing is, I remember a story, and I can't remember. It was one of the farmer girls, because the two sisters that were both
Marie and
abused. Yeah, one of them was taken to the ranch, where she was there with Ghislaine Maxwell, and Ghislaine was peddling her off to rich people at the ranch.
Well, this I don't know if this could be another one of those rabbit holes you're talking about, but it's pretty wild. It sounds wild.
It's kind of like going down the FLDS rabbit hole. When you start reading about FLDS stuff, you just go, it's just a cult succubus.
An FD what?
The FLDS, Fundamental Church of Latter-day Saints.
That FD.
That broke
Warren
off
Jeffs.
because
Warren Jeffs.
Yeah, they have the multiple wives still that the major church rejected so that Utah can become a state.
Yeah.
Now, Blue Bronx onto something here. She just posted that I'm been interested in. They are now talking about 150 injured. And the only reason, do you know why we know that? The only reason we know that is because I think it was ProPublica, might have been The Guardian. No, it was Reuters. Reuters had got leaks or something and got that number. And the Pentagon would not put out a number. White House would not put out a number. Finally, once Reuters got a number, 150 injured, they got the Pentagon to acknowledge it. I mean, this isn't how this is supposed to happen. I mean, we're not supposed to have to work this hard to find out how many people got injured in a war.
Well, and there are other sources which I don't know that they're true, so I won't. But they're saying that there are at least that many. They said I think 560 dead Americans.
Mm-hmm.
And
whoa, 560. Where were you getting? Where is that?
I read that somewhere. I don't remember where, and it was unconfirmable. It was unconfirmable.
Yeah,
civilian
the last one.
There are civilian deaths that they're not talking about people who couldn't get out.
No, well, they quit doing what they call collateral damage back in the Iraq War. When I was covering the first Iraq War, and I had a Pentagon, I was in the Pentagon press corps, and that was the war where they started. They just formally announced and to this day, this is the policy of the U.S. government. They do not release collateral damage figures at all, ever. So you have to get that through independent sources.
If there were 500 American deaths, you could not put a lid on it.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
It would get out. I mean, there's nothing else. There'd be that many family members going, what the fuck?
Well, right now, what they're saying is 150 injured, 8 dead and 8 critically injured who may. So let's say there are 16 dead. Can somebody do the math on this? Because I can't. What is the percentage? If 16 are dead out of 150 injured? What's the percentage death rate there? Because where I'm going with that is that sounds very high.
Wait, where's my calculator? So
I'm trying to remember there's a
16,
basic number they use.
Yes, there is.
To calculate injured from the deaths. For every person dead, there's so many people injured. And
right. And I think this one's out of whack is what I'm getting at. But I'm just making that up because I don't know how to do the math. So I just have to pretend.
My mind was to say it's 3 to 1.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not for sure. I'd not put any money on that one.
Well,
but I do know that there is a basic calculation. It's kind of a wartime estimate of what you're doing to your enemy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going way back because I remember, again, when I was covering the Iraq War, I remember knowing that number and using it and applying it to that war, and that war was very much in line with the norm. And this one is sounding way out of whack with the norm.
well, if I divide the little number by the big number, if I divide 16 by 500, I get 0.032.
So that's a third. Is that a third? No.
3%.
3%.
Huh. 16 of 150 is just 3%?
No. She was using the 150 figure.
150?
Mm-hmm.
16 out of 150 is.
Wait. 16 divided by 150. 16 divided by 150. Oh, it's 0.10666 repeating percent. So it's a little over 1%.
That still doesn't sound right.
No, that's roughly 10%. Anyway, Wonderland is asking a question.
Yeah, an important one.
That's what he said about the collateral damage. It's no longer reported.
Yeah, that's the thing, Winter, is I don't know what other countries do, but I guess it was the second after the first Iraq War. We did have 2, right? Yeah. After the first Iraq War, they changed a couple of policies. Is no coverage at Dover unless they want it when the bodies come home. They stopped allowing media coverage of that in the second Iraq War, and collateral damage numbers. And those 2 policies have stayed in place ever since, except when the president goes and he wants to have coverage at Dover, then they have it, like they had the other day when he wore his ball cap. And
in general, where Fox lied about that and used different coverage.
Yeah, well, he didn't have the hat on. Yeah,
right. And his white hat that is for sale if you want to buy one.
What were you saying, Jack?
I was going to say the other thing they did was basically they restricted press coverage through the whole war.
Oh yeah.
You only got to get press coverage, get your reporter in if you were friendly.
Yeah.
And they would embed you in,
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely made a lot of changes there that are still in place.
So it's very hard to know what's going on for certain. I kind of understand that to a certain extent. Because, with Vietnam, where you had all of a sudden the battle was right there in the American room.
Yeah, the military establishment studied Vietnam, the media, every way imaginable, and they drew all kinds of conclusions about how do we keep future wars secret? How do we keep people from knowing what's actually happening?
Well,
so we can lie about it.
War's brutal. And Americans aren't used to brutal.
Well, it's like you were just saying about the good woman who in Minnesota. I mean, once people, once it's tangible like that in the way of actual video of something, it changes everything. Which brings to mind, why hasn't Stephen Miller had to testify on Congress? Is it because he's not Senate approved?
Haven't subpoenaed him.
I mean, yeah, because that's been the undoing of these people, most notably Kristi Noem, and I think Pam Bondi's going to eventually go down for her ridiculous appearances. But Stephen Miller is avoided that so far. I think that's a big reason he's able to stay out of even though he's the one responsible for all this, he's the one not being held accountable, largely because I think he's not having to go testify on the Hill.
What kind of sway does he have over everybody? Because unless he's got the files, I mean, he's got no personality. Mm-hmm. He's just a nasty, weird little man. But what sway? And people in the administration have referred to him as Weird Steven.
Yeah,
that's his nickname, Weird Steven.
He is. What was it? I did the video the other day with the time warp dance video.
Yeah,
there he was.
He does kind of.
He does look like Riff Raff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of funny. I was thinking about that. That Rocky Horror Picture Show was my parents' first date.
Oh, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and my mom said she remembers walking out of the movie theater and my dad looking over at her and saying, "What the hell was that?" I mean, he grew up in North Dakota, so
Well, Winter raises
did
again.
Drag him to the movie, or did they just both not realize what it was?
They wanted to go, and my mom has always been into the arts and stuff, so she wanted to see it because it's a musical, and so she wanted to go to it, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll go to it with you. Maybe it'll be insight." And he just walked out and was like, "I don't know what I just watched."
Well, let's see. Let's wind up with Winter's question here. Americans aren't used to brutal. Is that why they are more likely to go to war than Europeans? That's interesting. But yeah, I think it's so distant.
I think there's a little truth in that.
Yeah,
right.
We don't. I mean, even World War II. We didn't directly. Nobody bombed any cities in America. I mean, now we had to ration gas and things like that. I mean, and my parents were in high school then, and they canceled all their basketball games during World War II, but it's like we don't experience war as directly as Europeans have. And
there were a couple of torpedoes on the West Coast, but that was it.
Yeah.
There was a man that went around Nebraska with this painting. I'll put a picture of it up on the trail, called "Hope of a Nation," which is a flag and a Bible painting. But basically, there's a little blurb on the back of it about being very careful about sending your sons into war. It was very isolationist. It was like making sure that we didn't get dragged into it. And he was going around the town giving these paintings away with this anti-war thing on the back of it.
Well, and I think the last war we experienced on our soil was the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we have reduced it to major battles that most people don't even understand what it was like for people to have to live through the Civil War.
And I mean, I know how it destroyed my own family, because my family was much from the north and much more well off, and owned a hotel and bar up in Wisconsin. And my great great grandfather died at the battlefield of the Wilderness like 3 months after he joined up with the Union. And that just, like, the whole family just fell apart then, because it just all fell apart. And
see, that's it. I mean, down to your generation, that's almost a live story to you. I mean, I've got similar ones,
Yeah.
So
my
is
Southern
something.
branch was the same. All of their wealth totally destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And they were minor slaveholders, but not massive ones. But they had a very prosperous wheat plantation and
it's not that far off. My grandmother's grandmother was an adult with 7 or 8 kids when her husband died. And it was right here in the Missouri Ozarks. And they had to hide their cattle in the woods and their horses. They were very cautious. They tell the story of sending my great-grandfather, who was 9 years old at the time, on a horse with a bag of corn to get ground at the mill. And he went, and he was late getting back, and it was getting dark, and he wasn't back yet. And the reason they had sent him was because they thought it was safe for him, whereas the older boys might get killed by some of the raiders, either on the Union or the Confederate side. And he didn't get back. And what happened was the bag of cornmeal fell off the horse, and he wasn't big enough to put it back up there.
Oh.
And he had to wait till somebody came by and helped.
Wow.
You just think about having to live in that kind of fear all the time.
Yeah, I was just thinking this winter makes this point. I mean, all of us think about these stories from our families, and imagine if it was not our great-grandparents or our grandparents were talking, if we were talking about our own parents or even us, in Europe, they're telling these stories about their parents and even them, like Winter's saying here. So, I mean, that gives, for Americans to understand how Europeans view this, we got to think about, change the timeline there. I got to go. I got to go get my pain injection for my lower back. I'm getting a pain injection in an hour, and I've got to get out there.
And I get to go to the records office to get a marriage certificate that my husband lost, and go to the DMV.
Well, so I'm going to go get my severe spinal stenosis taken care of, and you're going to get your birth certificate.
Oh, no, Craig. That's another thing we both have.
No, not something else.
Me too.
Well, anyway, I'm literally running out of time here, so I can go do that. And I want to end up on this European discussion. Yes. I'm winding up here. Well, I thought this was a really interesting 3 minutes of a couple of European journalists on Sky News talking about their attitudes on the Iran war. And thanks, Winter, and join us on trailmix.cc.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you very much.
What's that, Jamie?
I said, make it a threesome on the backs. I'm going for an MRI next week.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have plenty to talk about then with that day. And don't forget, tomorrow's Thursday, and we'll have Extreme Mortman back in the house tomorrow to see what he's got going on. All right, we're going to end up with these Europeans talking about the Iran war. From
opposite sides of the country, sat through the latest couple of appearances that Donald Trump has done. One a news conference, one a kind of speech to Republicans, both at Doral, his golf club in Florida, just outside Miami. Pretty extraordinary couple of speeches, weren't they?
Yeah, just the lack of consistent messaging from him, from the White House, from the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, Hegseth saying that we're just getting started. And in fact, he's been tweeting that very message today. Then you have Donald Trump giving an interview to CBS saying that the war is very complete, whatever that means. And then this speech and this press conference afterwards, where he seems to be rowing back on that interview with CBS by saying, we still might go further. I mean, it is all over the place, isn't it?
We could call it a tremendous success right now as we leave here. I could call it, or we could go further, and we're going to go further.
The analysis of that news conference that he just gave was that he was talking rambling, inconsistent nonsense, frankly. Mm-hmm. I mean, at one point he said,
we want a system that can lead to many years of peace. And if we can't have that, we might as well get it over with right now.
I mean, but what is he talking about? What does that mean? And this isn't just a foreign adventure or what did he call it? An excursion.
This was just an excursion into something that had to be done.
This is a war. This is a war that has involved the deaths of hundreds of thousands, probably, of Iranians, including, let's not forget, those schoolgirls in that school in Iran. Almost certainly deaths caused by an American weapon. We'll get into that as well. It's caused the death of, how many is it now? 7, I think, 7 American soldiers. The 7th announced just over the past 12 hours. And yet he has no plan at all. We might as well just get it over with right now if we can't get years of peace. I mean, I think it's extraordinary.
Yeah, and he was asked as well, wasn't he, about who does he have in mind for being the next supreme leader?
I like the idea of, internal and eternal, come to think of it.
Whatever that means. There is just trying to find the actual substance behind what he's been saying today is nigh on impossible.
Yeah, it really is. He then made the point that if the United States did not hit Iran last week, they would have taken over the whole Middle East. I mean, complete nonsense. I don't know where he's got this stuff from, but I think what he's trying to do is to fill in the gaps and the questions that his base have. And I really got that sense last week when I was in Texas, where I was talking to people there, and they were like, and these were big fans of Trump, they were like, I don't really understand what this war is necessarily about, but the president says it's the right thing to do, and so I support him because I trust him. And he's now trying to fill in the gaps. If they've got questions, he's kind of just making stuff up to fulfill or to remove any doubts they may have.
There still is no coherent messaging about what this war is about, though, is there? He's saying on the one hand it's about giving freedom to the Iranian people. On the other hand, it's about regime change. On the other hand, it's about preventing them from building this nuclear weapon that he says they were within months of launching. There is no and I like you say, he's trying to get ahead of these questions, which he knows are coming his way, and particularly because the American people are now starting to see at the petrol pump with petrol prices, the real immediate effects of this war on their everyday lives. Yes, there's the threat of terrorism in the background, but really it's gas prices, petrol prices that are the immediate effect in the everyday lives of American people. And he knows that, and that's why he's, making these statements to suggest that the war's coming to an end very soon today, because he knows that the markets are suffering.